One of these myths sent a company to 50,000 school principals across America to prove it was not true. Another turned Halloween into an annual national panic based on cases that investigators could never actually confirm. One was repeated by parents for decades before doctors decided to study whether any part of it was real. And number one started as a whisper in a schoolyard in 1979 and became one of the most investigated urban legends in American history. 8 things every American kid was told. 8 surprising truths behind them. Welcome to Main Street Stories. This channel is still growing and every subscriber matters more than you know. Number 8. Swallow gum and it stays in your stomach for 7 years. Parents said it with total confidence. 7 years, like a sentence. The truth is that gum base, unlike the sweetener and flavoring that dissolve normally, does not break down in the stomach. But here's what the warning left out. Not breaking down is not the same as staying. Your digestive system is very good at moving things along, whether it can process them or not. A swallowed piece of gum exits the body in roughly a day or two, the same as almost anything else you eat. Somewhere, millions of children spent the next 7 years wondering if the gum was still there. Number 7. Coffee will stunt your growth. For decades, parents poured themselves a morning cup and said, "Not for you. It'll stunt your growth." Doctors eventually decided to test the idea. They followed thousands of children over years. The results surprised almost no one in medicine. Coffee had nothing to do with how tall they became. Height is determined mostly by genetics. The coffee warning was well-intentioned. Science just caught up decades later, and for most of those years, the coffee was getting cold anyway. Number 6. Don't step on a crack, you'll break your mother's back. Every American child knew this one. Some hopped across entire blocks to avoid the lines in the sidewalk. Folklorists traced the rhyme back more than 100 years. The earliest versions carried a superstition about cracks in the earth and what lay beneath them. By the time it reached 20th century American sidewalks, all of that had simplified into one thing: your mother's back. No event caused it. No one invented it on purpose. It simply spread from child to child because it gave ordinary concrete a rule. And rules, even invented ones, are surprisingly hard for a child's brain to ignore. Sometimes, the strongest rules were the ones nobody invented on purpose. Children who heard it on Monday were teaching it to other children by Friday. No adult required. Number 5. Touch a baby bird and its mother will reject it. Thousands of children stood frozen over a fallen nestling, afraid to pick it up, certain that touching it would cost the bird its family. The Cornell Lab of Ornithology has addressed this directly. The vast majority of bird species have very limited sense of smell and cannot detect human scent on a chick. Returning a fallen nestling to its nest is not only safe, but recommended. Countless baby birds were probably left on the ground because children were trying to protect them. The instinct was kind. The information was wrong. Number 4, your permanent record will follow you forever. This was the ultimate threat, the permanent record. Children imagined something vast and official, a folder somewhere in Washington with every detention, every failed test, every moment of mischief, following them for life. What actually existed was a cumulative folder kept locally by each school district. It transferred between schools. It was not shared with employers. No national database, no secret file. The permanent record that haunted an entire generation of American school children was, in most cases, a manila folder in the principal's office that no one outside the building ever asked to see. The threat worked precisely because nobody ever called it. The mystery was the point. If you've smiled even once so far, you're probably remembering exactly who told you these. If you're enjoying the trip back, give this video a like. Number 3, cross your eyes and they'll stay that way. Every child tested this at least once. The muscles simply relax again. There is nothing that makes them freeze. Nothing at all. The American Academy of Ophthalmology confirms no lasting change occurs. Most children who tried it probably stopped within 3 seconds anyway, which is exactly what the warning was designed to make them do. Number 2, razor blades hidden in Halloween candy. For decades, parents inspected every piece of candy before their children were allowed to eat it. Sociologist Joel Best reviewed reports dating back to 1958. His conclusion was that there are no confirmed cases of a stranger randomly poisoning or tampering with Halloween candy and injuring an unknown child. The cases that drove the panic in the 1970s were either unverified, traced back to family members, or found to be fabrications. Best's research suggests the fear spread because it fit an anxiety about strangers that was already present in American culture. The candy was never really the point. What parents were inspecting for was something they couldn't quite name, a feeling that the world outside their door had become less trustworthy than the world they'd grown up in. And the number 1 myth on this list became so believable that a candy company spent years and millions of dollars trying to prove children were wrong. Number 1, Pop Rocks and Coke could make your stomach explode. In 1975, General Foods introduced Pop Rocks, a candy that crackled and fizzed when it hit your tongue. Children loved it immediately. Parents had no opinion because at first, nobody had any reason to worry. Then, around 1979, a story began circulating in schoolyards across America. The boy from the Life cereal commercials, Mikey, had mixed Pop Rocks with Coke. His stomach had exploded. He was dead. Mikey was alive. John Gilchrist, the child actor, was in school in New Jersey, very much not dead. He would later say that the rumor followed him for years and that strangers approached him throughout his childhood to ask if he had actually survived. But the rumor spread so fast and so far that General Foods took an extraordinary step. Full-page advertisements in 45 major publications, letters mailed to 50,000 school principals across the country. William Mitchell, the chemist who invented Pop Rocks, traveled from city to city giving public demonstrations. The science was simple. An entire package of Pop Rocks contains less carbon dioxide than a third of a can of soda. A stomach explosion was physically impossible. The company said so, printed it, mailed it, and demonstrated it in person. The myth outlived every correction. Some people still believe it today, even though Mikey himself spent years telling people he was perfectly fine. 8 myths, none of them true. Every one of them told by someone who believed it completely. Funny, isn't it? None of these myths were true, yet millions of us still remember exactly who told us and the look on their face when they said it. Tell us in the comments which one you believed the longest. We read everything you write, and your stories shape what we make next. If something in the comments sparks an idea, it becomes the next video on this channel. Like this video, share it with someone who grew up believing at least one of these, and subscribe to Main Street Stories. We are just getting started, and every one of you is part of how this grows. We'll see you next time on Main Street Stories.